It's September 4th, 2024. I am at Joel Pearl, and it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful Wednesday morning for those who are observing Wednesday, as it were. Beautiful sunny day here in Toronto, at least. With me always, the one and only Mr. JL. No, not that one. Jeremy Lambert's with me. How you doing?
I've listened to the Thong song multiple times this morning.
I saw that.
And NBA 2K is out. NBA 2K25. But instead, I'm here doing this show, not playing NBA 2K25.
Should we call in a B squad? We should have a B squad for this show on days where we're like, something else is happening. New game launch, interviews we don't want to cover. Ones listened to and write articles about it. Not that we like interviewing people. Do we want to have a B team? Shows that maybe didn't do much, kind of phoned in. I'm not saying Raw was, but was it Raw?
No, I don't feel like we need a B team. I'm just saying, sometimes we have other interests in life and other things going on. So
No, we don't.
SP3 is the A squad, for being honest.
That's true. SP3 is the guy that we call, who we know will show up and deliver.
Yeah.
He is the guy.
Yeah.
I can't say a negative thing publicly about SP3.
Publicly.
Thank you for reiterating the point. Oh, while you're here, drop a thumbs up on the video. We got a little bit to talk about throughout the day. Jeremy Lambert's got a bunch of fireworks for everyone, and I'm not talking news. I'm talking literal fireworks. They're going off right now if you're watching on video. You can leave a thumbs up, like we said, and subscribe to the channel here at Fightful Overbooked. And if you want to be a little nice and you got a little bit of cash in your wallet and you want to give it to us, you can in the form of a super chat. Any amount, get your question or statement read on the air. As I clean my glasses again for the video, this is riveting content.
Yeah,
my glasses are very dirty.
What's up with your glasses? Why don't you clean them before the show, Joel?
This morning was not a I have time morning. This was a I got home at 10 to 10 and I had to clean up my kitchen morning. I didn't have time to do anything this morning. I'm literally sitting here with 2 hunks of bread. There's one hunk. There's another hunk that I'm not going to be able to eat because I won't eat on the air. I think that's weird. On the air. No, I'm not Andrew Zarian. I'll eat in public, but I'm not going to eat on the air. So that's kind of how my morning has been. It's been a very condensed morning.
All right. You should take care of yourself better, Joel.
I would love to. If I had that option, I would love to. Oh, man. So what do you want to talk about?
You're the host of this show.
Did you so it's funny that you dropped some Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling content this morning. Scott D'Amore was on Talk is Jericho. This is funny. Ryan Lambert saying Joel got that bread. Yeah, literally, I do. The other side of it is the bread that you give to us. So do that. D'Amore was on on Talk is Jericho talking about Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling and his departure from TNA, things like that. And he announced that Don Callis will be joining Mauro Ranallo as the commentary dream team for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Good for Scott. Good for Scott getting his dream team out there. Don't know if it's my dream team, but that's going to be voices to listen to at Maple Leaf if you're watching on Triller.
Yeah.
On top of that, he also mentioned that he got Kevin Sullivan, not that Kevin Sullivan, the producer Kevin Sullivan, and he's also working.
Sullivan has passed away.
He has. Love to his family. And then he's also picked up Keith Mitchell. Who is Keith Mitchell, you might wonder? Well, he's known for all of his work in WCW and at the beginning years of AEW. Why can't we get young people to work on these productions, Jeremy Lambert?
Because everybody just knows everybody, and they're going with who they're comfortable with. That's it.
I wish people took chances in the production world of professional wrestling. AEW picked up Mike Mansouri, and Mike, of course, came with a pedigree from the back end of a WWE run, and of course was being groomed at one point to replace Kevin Dunn. That was all part of the conversation. And I think Mike, to a certain degree, has done some good work. And I think that that is the type of work that I wish more people were able to be bred to do and continue to do. And I wish that people took more chances in production. I wish people took more chances on people who were trying to find their way in. Am I saying that, bringing in Sullivan and Mitchell is a bad idea? No, I'm not. I'm just saying I wish more chances were taken, especially as a new company, a new promotion, whatever you want to call it. I just heard it and I was like, it's a lot of like big names up front and then like names backstage that to me don't matter as much. That's just my.
Okay, but what if the names of Keith Mitchell and everybody, they're obviously top because they have experience and stuff, but they have maybe some younger people working under them. We don't know this.
Yes, that is a good point. At the same time, Keith Mitchell just left AEW to quote retire. So that's another thing that I was kind of like, well, dragging him out of retirement for this. Sully was someone that's been around. So I don't know. Again, people are going to say I'm nitpicking. It was just one of those things where the first thing I thought of was like, why? I hope we take more chances on younger voices in professional wrestling. I hope we take more chances on diverse voices in professional wrestling and not just the same people who worked during the Monday Night Wars and had, access to a VTR.
Anyway, now listen to two white people give their opinions on wrestling.
No, we're just going to go play NBA for the rest of the day. We get my Switch. I'm going to go play Fight Forever that I haven't purchased yet. But let's see how much it costs today.
Probably the same. I understand what you're saying. Like it does seem like a lot of just familiarity, but I think when you're a new company, familiarity is not a bad thing. It's a matter of building the team below these familiar faces and people. Because you look at what WWE's doing, and they kind of are taking some new chances as far as not hiring wrestling people. Lee Fitting was not really a wrestling hire. Joe Tessitore is not a wrestling hire. These are sports backgrounds, and I know there's some similarities, but it probably would have been very easy to just continue to promote within, and instead they are looking a little outside. And granted, all these people have experience elsewhere, so it's not like this is just some new person who has no idea what they're doing, but it's outside of sort of the wrestling world. And I think it's certainly with Lee Fitting, everybody's praised his production. We talked about it a little bit on Monday. I think they've done really good as far as their sports aesthetic. Like I talked about it again on Monday of how they make it feel like it is actual sports. I understand maybe not the product is sports based, but the graphics, the overlays. I didn't mention it on Monday, but I'll bring up here. They do the ticker. They do the what's coming up. Coming up next, CM Punk. Like they do all of that. Even the start of the show, with the arrivals, and on Monday it was Barrett and Joe Tessitore in the ring talking about stuff. Like that's real sports stuff. I know that people want, let's get right to the wrestling type of thing. And like, I think there is a very good place for that. I kind of wish AEW would go back to that instead of opening their shows with promos all the time. But the real sports is you don't do the kickoff right at 8:00. You do, hey, let's talk about the game a little bit. Let's set up the game a little bit. And then you get into it. And that's what they're doing with WWE. And that's what they've been doing for, really months now.
It's entertainment, but it's also sports. It's sports and entertainment. But they're doing a good job of presenting it more sports-like while still giving you the entertainment. Because the entertainment at the end of the day is athleticism and talky talk. And the talky talk happens in the ring, but the matches also happen in the ring. That's always the fun part about talking about professional wrestling, is that it's both. And your view is how you perceive it should look, as you, the viewer, would appreciate it to look like. So different presentations are good. And that's kind of why I go back to the idea of bringing in a different voice or a different lens every once in a while on wrestling. And Cyclops is better than Wolverine joking with us. The white bearded man demographic isn't represented enough in the world of pro wrestling. That's sad. I mean, take out the sad part, and it's like we get it. Absolutely. Here we are, two white bearded men, bearded white men even. I get it. I also hope that we are able to use our show to offer voices to people who aren't just white bearded men. I like taking that on. I like having diverse voices on our show when we can. And also, when you guys are in the chat, being able to talk about those things as well and hear from y'all who are not necessarily bearded white men. Some of you are without the beards, but I digress. The show itself, I'm looking forward to it. When I heard that interview, I was like, all right, well, he said some things that I'm not necessarily super fond of, but it's not going to take away from my potential enjoyment of those 2 nights. Still not going to St. Clair College. No one's going to Windsor. Not for that. They'll have fun. They'll have a good time. They'll have a good show. Won't be me.
I think the wrestling will be good. I mean, they've only announced 1 match. It's Takeshi against Josh Alexander. Like, that's going to be tough for that one to miss. But then they've got like Athena on the show. They've got Giselle Shaw on the show, who we found out yesterday that she was granted her release from TNA. Like, they've got some good announcements for the show. We'll see how it all looks and feels. Morrow's not my cup of tea. I think he's good. I think he is an acquired taste. He's very excitable, and I do think that helps the product. I think people, when they hear Morrow, they get excited about the product because he's excited about the product. And again, I think that does help. He's just not fully for me. And then Don Callis, it will depend on what Don Callis shows up. Is Don Callis gonna show up and just talk about himself and try to get himself over? Or is he gonna show up and actually play more into the product and not play a character? Because he's playing a character when he's on commentary for AEW, and like, that's understandable. That's who he's supposed to be. He's Don Callis, the manager, the leader of the Don Callis family. I get it. Maple Leaf Pro, I don't need that. I need more Don Callis, not necessarily straight line down the middle, because I think part of the, I don't want to say charm, but part of the appeal of Callis and really any color commentators, they're not straight down the middle. They have their likes and dislikes. So you need that, but you don't need him to lean too far into Don Callis family type of stuff.
Honest question. You've been covering this for a long time, this professional wrestling game that we talk about.
Yeah.
Sadly, yes. Do you remember Don Callis's color commentary in both New Japan Pro Wrestling and Impact?
I remember it very fondly in Impact, or not Impact. Sorry. I don't remember it too much in Impact, if I'm being honest. I remember it fondly in New Japan. That was, again, very character, Kenny Omega type of stuff. I think when he was away, when he wasn't calling Kenny matches, he was a little bit better. When he was calling Kenny matches, he was, being promoter for Kenny Omega. And like, he added to those matches in some ways, and in some ways he took away from them. Like, he's going to be Don Callis. He just is. You got to reel that in a little bit, because you don't want him to. Morrow's already a big personality. Morrow's already somebody who can sometimes overshine what's happening, because he's got to get in like his pop culture references. And Don Callis can overshine what's happening because he's got to lean too heavy on himself. And you got to maybe pull both of them back a little bit in this. But I don't know if Scott D'Amore wants to do that. I don't know if he wants to pull him back. It feels like he wants to probably let them be themselves and just hope it works out. And maybe it will. Maybe it will. I've gotten to the point of wrestling commentary, for the most part, I can tune out announcers pretty well. I think WWE is done. I mentioned it on Monday's show with Bash in Berlin, how Wade Barrett was talking about, oh, did Kevin Owens talk about Cody's knee to make Cody think he was going to go after the leg, but now he's attacking the ribs? Like, I thought that was like a good point by Wade Barrett. I think the WWE, especially now that Vince is gone, the WWE announcers they clearly have gotten more freedom. They're clearly allowed to be themselves a little bit more. And I think it has helped the product overall. So I do tune into them a little bit more. And because they do drop little nuggets of good information with that. Like Joe Tessitore, I thought he was good on Monday. The bar was very low with the likes of Adnan Virk and Mike Adamle. And who was the other guy?
Kevin Patrick.
Yeah, Kevin Patrick, but he had been in WWE for a little while. There's another person
Jimmy
like
Smith?
yeah, Jimmy Smith had a sports background from like MMA. There was somebody else, wasn't there?
Todd Pettengill.
No.
How far back are we going here?
Not too far. Only like a couple years ago. It was a Nick Khan hire.
That would have been Jimmy.
Somebody's gonna.
Adnan, I think, was also part of that Jimmy hire. Tomohiro Ishii.
Somebody's gonna know who it is. Somebody's gonna know who I'm talking about here.
I can't think of anyone else that it would have been. Adamle was 2009. Smith, Virk, Kevin Patrick were all basically in succession.
Maybe I'm completely misremembering. Sorry, I thought there was somebody else. There's not.
Joseph?
No, because he's still there. No, I could have sworn there was somebody between like Adnan and Jimmy Smith, but clearly I'm wrong now that I'm looking at things. So apologies, everybody. That's my fault.
Well, at least we got to go down the memory lane of who's been on the announced team. Before we go to Tessitore and talk about Raw, the last thing I want to ask you about this whole Maple Leaf stuff, and you mentioned Morrow dropping pop culture references. Is anyone going to
block me on Twitter?
Has he? I'm so sorry.
Long time ago. Very long.
Yeah, it was over an article that you wrote that was
completely
no. It was something else. You told the story. Tell it again because I don't remember.
It was when he was doing MMA commentary. This is like literally over a decade ago at this point. And he was doing MMA commentary and he was he said in Fuego. Oh, he's in Fuego. And I was like, does Dan Patrick get royalties every time like Mauro Ranallo uses in Fuego? Like I was just joking, you know, I'm kind of a dick on Twitter sometimes, especially way back then when I didn't have any clout. And he just was like, go fuck yourself. And he blocked me.
Oops.
And I actually I don't mind Mauro. Like back then, like I really liked Mauro. Like I like the pop culture references. And then the more you listen, sometimes it grates on you a little bit. I assume everybody feels that way about this show. So, but back then, like I was kind of using it as a compliment. Like I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, cool. He's playing tribute to Dan Patrick, but I guess I phrased it wrong and he clearly did not see the humor in it.
So the point I was trying to make with what's his face with Mauro, is anyone going to make a bingo card of pop culture references he's going to make? Two off the top of my head. Oasis reunion, you know, that's going to be there. Chapel Roan, that's definitely one he's going to make. What else? What chat? What do you think? What non-wrestling pop culture references will Mauro Ranallo make? Put it in the comments, whether you're live or you're watching after the fact. I need to know. I could see you like picking your brain for it.
Nah, like he's gonna. Oasis is a good shout. Oh, Hawk Tua, yeah, that's probably.
Oh, absolutely gonna make a Hawk Tua reference.
Yeah.
Someone's saying Brat. Ryan Lambert in the chat saying Brat.
The Brat?
It was a Brat summer.
What does that mean?
Oh, someone else is gonna have to do that one.
Oh, Kendrick and Drake is a good shout.
Yeah, Kendrick and Drake's gonna be one. So he's gonna it's gonna be during the Takeshi Alexander match. These two are going after each other like Kendrick, because Josh is Canadian, and
I was gonna say they got to see like, are they gonna have a Californian against a Canadian on the card? Because that would be an easy.
Oh, he'll
easy
be right there.
Yeah.
He won't make a couch humping reference, I don't think. Yeah, very demure. He'll make
what?
He'll call him Scott Demure. There's the again, chat. You're gonna have to give us up on this one. Very Dude. Very something very demure. I forget what the stupid reference is off the top of my head now.
I had to write an article on the Costco guys.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't know who they were.
It's very demure, very mindful. It's by Jules LeBron, who's a TikToker.
No idea. Like, I guess the Costco guys are going to be part of like All Out, apparently. Get ready for that, everybody.
Hooray. Aren't they also in talks with WBD about a show? Wasn't that part of the reason?
No.
They'll bring up Riz. Absolutely. He'll make a Riz reference.
Yeah, I had to do like a Rizzler article. Like, I don't know who these people are. But like it gets a bunch of clicks. Like look, my job is my job, and sometimes I gotta write about stuff that there's pop culture crossover, and I might not know a lot about it. I'll research it a little bit so I can, I don't come off too stupid. Like, I'm very fortunate to where like I can write my own pop culture stuff. CM Punk drops a Patrick Waugh reference, and I'm like, yeah, I can easily do that article. I understand this. But like the Costco guys, like I never heard of them until I had never heard of the Rizzler. Like, what? Who he does this? Like, is that it? Did I do the Riz face, everybody? It's something
Someone
like that.
That one. I don't know. Were you risen?
I don't have any Riz. Like I'm just
nah. That's my best part.
I don't.
Yeah, the Costco guys though. This is what's funny is that like they're kind of comedy. And
Are they?
I mean, kind of. And TK hates comedy, which makes this even funnier.
Are we gonna have the Dan? I don't think Tony Khan hates comedy.
Tony Khan doesn't love comedy wrestlers. How's that? They're not his favorite style of presentation. Toriano.
Toriano would kill it in AW.
Yeah, except that Tony doesn't want to book Toriano. We've been through this. I don't know about that, Andrew. I don't know about that. Anyway. Oh, so that's where that's going. Where were we? We can talk about Joe Dastor. speaking about references to pop culture. Now that he's started on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
I thought so too. I thought it was a good start for him. I love that they did a digital short afterwards, being like, "So, what do you think of your first night on the job?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." He was very, very honest with himself. Not my best, which is good. That's what you want out of an announcer, being like, "Yeah, no, I felt good, felt weird, gonna do it again." I'm much happier hearing that than I am hearing him say something like, I knocked it out of the park, and y'all are very lucky to have me on this broadcast. If he did that, I would laugh my ass off, though. That's the kind of announcer that I want. Someone who's just full of it, completely full of it. But no, he had a good time. Any issues that were had or any mistakes that were made are easily rectified and coached through. You can coach through, saying things like, what was it? He made the two women in the ring. He got it the wrong time. Said one was Io Sky, so the other one was Eladon. It was, mixing up names once in a while. Didn't call the Torpedo Moscow finish. That's it. Little things like that are easily fixed. And that's just picking up stuff on a broadcast. But he was largely conversational with Wade Barrett on the show, I found. It was less calling moves. It was more setting up stories and having those types of interactions with Wade Barrett, which I enjoyed. It didn't take away from the commentary. It kind of added to it in a certain way. So yeah, I think he's for a first week on the right path.
It's his first week, a broadcast partner he's never worked alongside, a sport he's never called. Joe Tessitore does college football and boxing, obviously much different than calling professional wrestling in many, many ways. So I didn't expect him to be perfect. He's never going to be perfect. I mean, Michael Cole, people are just now coming around to him being good. And that took, of course, Vince not being in his ear any longer. But I hope Joe Tessitore gets the time. And if he gets the time, I think it'll be good. It was a good first impression. And, hopefully he'll get better. Like Joe Tessitore, one thing that I think a lot of people pointed out is like, clearly he did homework. Clearly he studied everything and was up to date on everything. You might have messed some stuff up, but it happens, especially just being in that setting. He's used to people being in his ear, but maybe he's not used to people being in his ear in that kind of fashion. Again, the rapport with Wade Barrett is something that doesn't happen overnight. So that was largely good, and he'll likely continue to get better.
Chat's pointing out that they liked it. He didn't just play off Drew McIntyre in a hoodie as, oh my God, who is that? Who could it be? He knew who he was right away, which, good. Don't make him look stupid. Don't make any announcer look stupid unless their color commentary and their gimmick is that they're full of themselves and super conceited and they're stupid. Other than that, he did his job. I hope he does his job continually every single week for the foreseeable future. But yeah, he was good. In the grand scheme of things, he's one of the bigger commentary hires in a little while, and he has the most opportunity to succeed. You and I talked about this a few days ago. He's the first on-air talent to be put in a Monday Night Raw spot that's not being produced by Vince McMahon. And as a result, fewer people directly in his ear every single minute of every single day. And instead, he can actually do his job. Imagine that, doing your job without overproduction. That's a good thing to have. It's a good feeling. It's nice.
He's gonna be professional, at least to start. I'm not saying he's gonna get unprofessional, but to start, he's gonna just kind of call things as professional announcer. And then I assume as time builds, he'll start to kind of develop his own personality within the wrestling world. Like, take Michael Cole, for example. Michael Cole is very professional when he calls stuff, but then Dominic Mysterio pops on screen. He's like, this little shithead, I hope he gets his ass kicked. I expect we'll get some of that with Joe Tessitore sooner rather than later. He's going to start being like, oh no, this guy sucks. I want to see him get punched in the face. But for right now, he's going to be pretty professional, just kind of call things how they are.
Okay, but imagine Michael Cole versus Joe Tessitore at WrestleMania.
Don't need any of that.
Why? We got 2 nights to fill, pal.
No, they can fill plenty of nights without having to get the announcers involved, like the announcer, not the wrestler announcers involved.
That's true. Maybe what we can do is give Joe Tessitore a friendship bracelet. Michael Cole can steal it, break it, shove it down Tessitore's throat, kick him in the face. This was good, by the way. Punk and Drew McIntyre, since we're talking about the McIntyre reveal from Monday night, this was fun. This was good. This got the heat right back on Drew, which I appreciated. He didn't come out and do the cheeky "you didn't pin me" thing that you and I talked about. Instead, he came right out and he beat the shit out of the guy. And he was upset because he got laid to waste on Saturday at Bash in Berlin. That was the story. CM Punk beat him so bad that he couldn't get up and he lost the strap match. Now he wants to get that win back. So now it's personal. And he made it more personal by taking that friendship bracelet, breaking it, which he said he wouldn't do, that lying sack of garbage. And he shoved the beads down CM Punk's throat. And now Punk has to shit beads for a week.
Well, I think he spit him out.
1 or 2 may have gone down his throat when he got kicked. You don't know. We didn't account for all of them.
Fair. Do we think this was a fake bracelet or like a backup bracelet?
No, I think to a certain degree. Yeah, because I think that the maker, or at least the family of the bracelet maker, and Drew have been in some sort of communication, and it's not. I'm just trying to.
She was tweeting.
Yeah. There's been some interaction on socials. I wouldn't be surprised if behind the scenes in the DMs, maybe he may have asked for permission, or he may have said like, would this be okay? And you can say no. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, because Drew doesn't strike me as the kind of person to just like, yeah. It was confirmed on Punk's Instagram that it was a candy bracelet. I have a hard time believing that, especially as it's Punk. But if it was a candy bracelet, that's hilarious. But yeah, I could see Punk just being said. I could see Drew having gone to this person and just been like, you can say no, but would you be okay if we did this? And them being like, I'll just make another one, sure.
I think it was a backup bracelet.
A decoy.
Yeah. I don't think they broke the real one that she gave Punk however many years ago she gave this thing to Punk. Like, why wouldn't you just make a backup one? Like, why would you break the actual bracelet?
I can't believe it. Now y'all have to go to the Fightful Select Discord. Go to the Ask SRS section. Okay, $5 a month. This is what you're gonna do. And you say on In the Weeds, Jeremy and Joel we're asking about, was this a working bracelet or a shooting bracelet? Okay. Can you get the answer for us? And you just ask Sean. We can't ask because he won't answer us when we do it in the Discord. You can text him, but it's more fun when y'all ask. And then the answers come out. Was it a working bracelet or a shooting bracelet?
Can we do some like investigative journalism here?
Are you gonna tag Drew McIntyre on the internet?
No, I mean, I guess no, because like he's gonna, he's gonna say it was a real bracelet. Like he's not gonna be like, oh, it was a fake one. He's not gonna give away the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, him now.
So I'm gonna look at some photos.
Oh, we're gonna go to the footage, are we?
Yeah.
Let's go to the tape. You're gonna pull up the photos from. Okay, you're gonna pull up the photos from Monday night. You know what? All you need to do is if you go to WWE.com. Okay, everybody now go to WWE.com/photos, and you need the photos from. Don't miss these amazing images from the Red brand from a day ago, and pull up the photos from the strap match. That should answer the question because they had good high resolution photos from that.
Well, no. I'm looking at, because I think that might have been a dummy bracelet too. I'm looking at the photos. I'm looking at the photos of when she gave Punk the bracelet.
Oh,
This is the actual bracelet that's on his wrist that she gave him at WrestleMania 40. That's what I'm looking at. And then I will compare it to the photos that CM Punk has from that Drew McIntyre has broken here. So hold on. I've got the pictures here. It's gonna be it might be difficult to really narrow this down. The coloring does look a little different, not gonna lie. The coloring looks a little different. I'm going through to find some high quality photos from WWE RAW. I am at the WWE.com gallery. I just got to get through, Otis and Alpha Academy pictures and all that first.
There we go.
All right, here.
So people know what we're up to right now. I'm going to pull up these photos myself.
Okay, hold on. So it's a red star AJ. All right, yeah, that's the same. Okay. So it's red, white, blue,
star.
After,
oh my God, this is star. A thing, huh? Yeah. Okay, hold on, I'm coming back. Okay, yeah. He's wearing the bracelet here. This is riveting audio for the audio friends, by the way. If you go to video and you'll get the full investigation. Louis sending a super chat saying for investigative journalism. This is what we do. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. And Ryan Lambert earlier sending a super chat saying, given that vegan bread. Well, thank you. I love that bread, no matter how it comes, as long as it comes my way and I get to eat it after the show. Oh, it's going to go stale after 2 hours. I just know it.
So it's AJ and then there's.
Also check, is the string the same? That's the problem, is you can change the string on these things.
And it's tough to see the string.
It's a black string.
It's a black string. Oh, this string looks it looks blue.
Wow, really, eh?
Yeah, okay. So look, I'm gonna put this photo up.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me save this. Yeah, this string looks a little blue here.
That's because both men love to work a little blue.
Hold on.
See what I did there?
So this is the original bracelet. Everybody did the photos uploading. I like how we have a ticker now.
Yeah, that's what I need.
You see kind of in between the star and the A?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a light blue. But also, like, phone cameras suck. Phone cameras.
It seems like a pretty high quality phone camera.
But I mean, it could have been that they used a filter and that turned it blue.
Nah, they wouldn't use a filter on that.
Maybe. Oh man, our pal Ryan saying he's colorblind and can't see blues. Now I feel bad that we're doing this.
I think this was a working bracelet, brother.
I think it was a working bracelet. My God.
Yeah.
I think
this was a working bracelet.
Oh man. You know what? After the story is said and done, one of us is gonna have to we're gonna have to have a conversation. But we're gonna have to ask them. Is it a working bracelet or a shoe bracelet? Yeah,
I don't think they're ever gonna give us a real answer, you know?
Oh, Louis saying that's definitely blue. That's the thing. It could have been a tint from the color of the photo. It could have been from the filter.
Nah, I don't think so. Is the dress black and gold or red? What is it? Red and black or gold and whatever? No. What was the dumb dress color?
It was white,
black and blue, or
black and blue, white and gold.
Yeah.
And the answer was both because you're all dumb for some reason.
That's a blue strand there.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
we need to get Punk and Drew both on this show and have a real conversation. Yeah, bracelet gate.
So it's tough to see like when
because that's a black strap that he pulled.
Yeah, very clearly a black string that he is pulling on there. I'm trying to see like the order of the beads.
I like the idea that Sean saying maybe they just changed the string so it was easy to break, as if these like 300-pound muscly wrestlers are going to have problems with the string that they're going to break. Again,
right? Well, then they broke it anyway, and then rethreaded it on a new one.
Well, who knows? They could have. These strings break. Things break often.
I think this was the working bracelet, brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guess time will tell. But for now, we have discussed the working bracelet or the shooting bracelet, brother. This is the content that people get, by the way. This is the content that people wanted. They wanted us to get in the weeds. We are getting in the weeds and we are investigating what's going on with this bracelet. Are you still doing research? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I can see that you're very much like entranced by this.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely a blue string. I'm zoomed in. Yeah, that's a blue string.
On the Instagram photo?
On the real photo. Yeah. I'm looking between the two R's of Larry. Because she has a black bracelet on too. And this is very clearly a different color. Oh, that's a blue string.
Can I take this photo down now?
I mean, if you would like.
Just because it's happened. So you think that this is a working bracelet?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. 100%.
We're gonna have to ask the professionals here.
I'm very confident this is a working bracelet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Someone on Discord did ask, by the way.
Good on them. Respect.
Thank you, Lols Mahoney. Which is a great username, by the way.
It is a very good username.
Oh my God. I don't know. You don't have to tell us who you are in the chat if you don't want your name out there, because I don't know if you're active in our chat under a different name, but thank you. That's hilarious. Oh, yes, I see Sean is talking about things being aflame tonight, potentially on Dynamite. We'll talk about that when we do our preview.
What kind of a flame are they gonna be?
Literally just emojis.
Okay.
Emojis.
Okay, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a blue star. This is the bracelet that Drew broke. Blue star, red bead, white bead, blue star, red bead. It's like a game of memory. Red bead, white bead, blue bead, red star. That's the bracelet Drew broke. Okay. Remember that sequence, everybody.
Yeah. Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Remember that sequence. Blue star, red, white, blue, red star. Blue star, red, white, red star on the real bracelet. The sequencing, it is missing a blue bead in between the stars.
Back and to the left.
It's a working bracelet. I'm
Back
convinced.
to the left.
I'm convinced it's a working bracelet.
Okay. Okay. Listen, you did the legwork. It's very possible. It's also very possible that the bracelet at one point broke and they had to restring it. And this is how they, yeah, this is what it is.
Convinced it's a working bracelet.
We're gonna have to ask. We're gonna have to ask around.
Nobody's going to give you a real answer.
No, you don't know. We get weird answers all the time. Maybe someone from the props department in WWE has the answer. I never had to make a replacement bracelet for CM Punk.
They're not going to give you a real answer.
Not with that attitude.
You got to do the legwork. That's what I've done here.
But we don't get the answer. We just get the people thinking of we have the answer. We need to hear from the horse's mouth, as it were.
Yeah, did the bracelet have a passport?
That is a very important question. Was it snuck aboard a flight? Can't do that. Is it sentient? Like the Ahale? Or is it a bracelet?
We should try to get the bracelet on.
We should.
We need to get the bracelet and we need to get the turnstiles.
Yeah, we need the turnstile count on the bracelets.
Yeah.
How many bracelets do you have, sir? I think that's the answer. I think it was Garrett Kidney just being like, I love how WrestleNomics can just go on, post a random number, and it'll ruin somebody's day.
People are way too mad about this turnstile counts. Like, what?
Who could possibly care? Also, like,
plenty of people care, Joel.
But like, how can I put this plainly? If I buy a ticket to a show and I'm sick that day and I can't make it and nobody buys it from me, did I still buy a ticket, Jeremy?
I mean, your bank account says you did.
There it is. 50,000 plus tickets were sold that day. I don't care how many people showed up to watch the show. You buy a ticket, you put it in the pockets of the people who are putting on the show. That's what it is. I don't care otherwise. Turnstiles. How about you turnstile a new job or something?
It was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe turnstile employment.
Tried. Yeah, tried on that one.
It's just whatever. You bought a ticket. It counts. Whether you went or not is completely up to your day and how it went. Maybe you got stuck in the tube. Maybe you didn't get out of bed that day.
That's a lot of people who didn't go, though.
Some people, this is a common thing that I've seen about. People will buy a ticket at like the first day on the on sale and then buy again, like to upgrade, and then not has sold off whatever other tickets. They're kind of stuck with extra tickets. I don't think that's a smart venture, but it's not my money. It's not something I would do. But like I've heard plenty of stories of people buying one ticket in the 500s and then finding out like, oh, the 100s are the same price that I bought at the first time. So why don't I do that and sell it at a loss or sell it at the same price, whatever. And that works. Sure, you can do that, but you got to be able to, sell your ticket. So there's plenty of that. Or maybe they give the tickets away that they bought, the second tickets.
But those people didn't show up.
Maybe they said here, you know how many people I see on Reddit being like, I can't make it to this concert. If you want these tickets, PM me. Or, I can't go to this concert. Here's the random code. If you can get in, go for it. And sometimes people just don't do it.
All right. I'm going to send out a tweet. I'm going to get an official count for AEW All in 2024. If you attended the show, please like this tweet.
If this gets 50,000 tweets or 50,000 likes.
Oh, I want that so bad. I want it so bad.
Watch, Tony's gonna retweet it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Just mute the tweet now. Just mute.
I'm gonna retweet it from the Fightful account, so that way, what engagement bait this is. By the way, remember, this is super official. do not like if you did not attend.
So Big Man Dogs is you talking about a conspiracy theory that Americans bought tickets to Boots? Like I've heard that before, but also like, who cares? It's not a conspiracy theory. There are people who just buy tickets to support. Like it's just a thing. It's not. It doesn't make it a conspiracy theory. It just makes it I want to support something that I believe in. Some people just have money and don't care what it does. I can't believe that you did that. Oh God, that's so funny. What is we're gonna get the official count right now. I see. It's already been retweeted.
I retweeted it from the Fightful account.
That's so funny.
Confirm there's only gonna be like 50 likes on this thing. Like looks like only 50 people attended the show.
That's what I'm here for. By the way, speaking of using the Fightful account for your own gain, did you get an Avs Yeet t-shirts?
So I think I did.
Yes.
I think I did. It's in the mail. I won't know until, of course, like it arrives here and I see it firsthand.
Did you get a photo of it in someone's hand that bought it for you?
No.
Or got it for you?
I got a tracking number. I don't know what's going to show up at my house.
What is it? It's a pile of shit.
But
it's going to be a Liv Morgan one.
I mean, I know who sent it. So it's a prominent person. So like, I don't feel like I'm going to get screwed over on this. And if I do, I can easily just put him on blast for being an asshole. We'll see if I'm wearing the Avs Yeet shirt on Friday.
You were a big fan of that one.
It was a cool shirt.
Can you tell me who found it? Is it someone that we know?
Oh, I can say it on air. It was Raj Giri.
Oh, it was Raj. Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know. Okay, I know someone had tagged Raj, and I was just like, oh, that would make sense. Raj is out there.
A couple people tagged Raj, and I actually just DM'd Raj because I saw he was at the show, and I'm like, can you help me out? And he's like, yes, I'll check after the show. So after the show, he waited in line. He got it. I have the tracking on it. So we shall see what shows up here.
Okay, you know what?
Shows up.
It's Raj. I trust it'll be that. Plus, like, a photo of him giving you the finger just because.
I feel Raj is fine with this. Like, it's somebody, it's not some rando. It is someone who is relatively prominent for maybe not reasons people like on wrestling Twitter.
Someone who has a tie to wrestling media and has for many years up until recently, and still kind of yes. That's good. I'm glad that you are in the process of obtaining the shirt. I think that's great. Because I saw it and I just laughed and I was like, and I saw it retweeted on the Fightful account. I'm like, this man is using his work account for his own gain, and I love it.
Yes, 100% I was.
It was very funny. Yeah, going back to the all-in numbers, Brandon Thurston's going to say, so we have 3 numbers. You're gonna be on Pollock Thurston. We have the ticket sales, the turnstile count, and Jeremy Lambert's number of likes.
I hope so. I hope Thurston does an article on my numbers.
Well, so far we're at 5. So 5 people attended.
Not many people attended this show.
I mean, it's almost the commuting hour for the UK friends. Maybe they're going to be there. Oh my god, fantastic! Oh man, what else happened on Monday Night Raw that we need to talk about? You got your Yeet shirt, so that's good. We talked about Testator. We talked about Punk.
So immediately when I saw this Yeet shirt, I went to WWE shop to see if like it was being sold there, and they have like Yeet City, whatever city they're in, like Yeet City Detroit, Yeet City Chicago. It's like I don't want that shirt. Like, I don't care if it says Yeet City, Colorado. Like, the draw of this was like, it was an official Avs Yeet shirt. So that's why I wanted it. And that's why, yes, I did use the Fightful account. And shout out to everybody else who retweeted it and was like, hey, I almost just thought about like messaging people of like, if there's any leftovers, just grab me one. Like, just take one for me. But I was going to be honest entrepreneur and pay for one. if I needed to. Maybe Big Man Dogs. Maybe Meltzer will report the numbers if I post it in the Fightful Discord. Like, I have official documents that say 6 people attended All In.
I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep that thread open so that I can see what we're looking at here. Where we are? We're at 7.
It's not
We're at
many.
7. Someone will be like, "Oof, only 5 people. Terrible attendance." Oh man! And someone else be like, "I attended this event and can assure you the exact figure is as follows: metric tons."
This person didn't like the tweet though, so clearly he
Oh,
did
there
not
you
attend the
go.
event.
Liars and thieves in this wrestling world, I promise you. Awful. Anyway, I'm looking at the Jey Uso merchandise. It's not there, like you said.
It's probably it was an arena. It was probably just an arena only
exclusive.
thing.
They don't really release those. They do those. They've been doing those for years now, ever since Nick Khan came to WWE, and that's part of their plan. That's part of their engagement for live events, and it's very clearly this is one very successful venture for them, and you are going to get the shirt that you wanted. I've never seen them do one in Toronto that I've liked, maybe because I'm not a Leafs fan.
Yeah, if I was like a Leafs fan, I think the Austin 316 shirt's pretty cool. Like I'd probably get that. If
that was clever, is what that was.
Yeah, like I'd probably get that if I was a Leafs fan. I'm not, but I thought that was a cool shirt.
The Sami one that they did in Montreal for Elimination Chamber, the honorary ab, that one was pretty cool. I like that one. Yeah.
They do some good stuff, and like they should be doing stuff. If they go to Oklahoma City anytime soon and they do a Thunder Yeet, I'm gonna ask anybody if attending that show if they can get me a Thunder one.
Do you have any friends in OKC?
I don't know if they'd attend like a wrestling event.
Jason pointing out the Sens one wasn't that great. I'm not surprised. It's
just like their hockey team.
Well, kind of, yeah. Let's face it. The Ducks, if they do an Anaheim one, that'd be fun.
Oh, like, if they do like
orange?
The old school classic Ducks, I'd get that one if I was a Ducks fan. Even if I'm not a Ducks fan, that's just a sweet like design.
Ophelia in the chat saying Edmonton's has a finish the story shirt for Friday because SmackDown's gonna be in Edmonton, and Calgary gets Raw on Monday, the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. It's Monday Night Football. That's really the only reason why it's the season premiere. They're trying to push it as a big show, not Paul.
Well, there is that, but also like they're hyping it up as USA Week because all 3 brands are on USA, so it makes sense. They always do the season premiere in September. Like they always do that. So yeah, part of it is Monday Night Football and they're trying to push it, but there are other things aligning. That's not just we're up against Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it's all coming together. I'm just saying it's all part of the big WWE week on USA, which is hilarious because then NXT gets Julia last night and she's like, CW. And we're like, oh, that's right. They're not going to be on WWE on USA for long. Okay.
They fumbled Julia.
Oh, it's already over, eh?
Yeah.
Damn it.
She threw the lightest looking knee strike to Chelsea Green.
Oh no, here comes the engagement.
Hit her on the shoulder. Just she's fumbled.
I hate it. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with this Julia? I've already said. Listen, Chelsea already beat me to it. I said that in the build up to Halloween Havoc, I thought it was going to be the Havoc match instead. It's the CW match. I was so certain that if they were going to do it at Halloween Havoc, at one point Roxanne would be like Julia Gulia. They didn't do that. Instead, this morning, they had what's her face do it instead. The name who's Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green put it out there instead. Called her Julia Gulia. Should have known it was going to be Chelsea. I'm very upset.
I think they're going to do a match between Chelsea and Julia.
Oh, absolutely.
And then hopefully we don't get that weak-looking knee strike. Hopefully she, we get proper Julia knocking people in the face.
People were saying that if you look at it other angles, I mean, it was just the angle that was bad, which you hear a lot in wrestling when others are being defended. Maybe the angle was bad. I saw a few people. I got one person in my reply who's already said it. Bad angle on TV when someone said the knee was bad.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
sure.
the forearm looked good. Thought the forearm looked good. The knee strike was very much to the shoulder.
Sure, why not? If it's
Yeah, I agree with King Potato. She needs to grow up and break Chelsea's nose.
it's true. That's right. Just do it. Just launch yourself into her. She's used to it. Chelsea's done it
I was gonna
before.
say I thought Chelsea would be was like a good first person to do this with because Chelsea's very fearless. She's like, yeah, I'll take this crazy bump. I'm fine with having like this kind of hard hitting match. Like you don't assume that from Chelsea because her character is her character, but she's cool with doing that kind of stuff. So that's why I was like, oh, Julia can probably lay it on her and Chelsea would be cool with it. But Julia didn't really connect with it as I would have liked to see over the matches, assuming it happens.
That's why Chelsea and Cardona are the perfect couple because they will literally do anything for the business and for money. But like they're both perfect for each other in that way. Also, like I like them both individually. So I'm just thinking about that as you were talking about her like wanting to do anything for the work. Yeah, it feels like Julia and Chelsea will happen, and it's a good way to keep Roxanne and Julia from touching because I don't think that they should have any sort of physical interaction until CW, or maybe they'll probably do like the week before or something. But yeah, just let it, let it fester, let it grow. Let people be like Roxanne's scared of Julia, even though Julia is the one who keeps coming out and like getting in her face and not doing anything. There's a story to be told there, and let Chelsea start it.
I don't want Roxanne to be scared of Julia.
No. I'm not saying she is scared. Well, first of all, she is playing it off a little bit as if she's a little intimidated by her. But I'm saying other people in the locker room calling her a chicken, being like, "Why don't you do something? You know what? What she keeps stepping to you. Why don't you do something? You're the champ. Why don't you do it?"
Well, she's already said like, "I'll see you, CW network."
Yeah, Julia said it to Roxanne, but
Roxanne said it back on social media.
It's not the same.
They play enough on social media to where it is the same.
Making me do homework. I hate it when anyone makes me do extra homework, Jeremy.
I don't need like I get what you're going for of sort of chicken shit Roxanne Perez, but like she's not that person. She's a very confident heel. Like she's not afraid of these challenges. And she speaks that way too. So I don't need her being like, "Oh, I'm afraid of Julia." Maybe like some hesitancy of like, all right, new challenge, but like I also like just this Roxanne that is, yeah, I'm breaking all these records. Io Sky taking that down. Asuka taking that down. Julia, she's next. I'm going to take her down too. Much prefer that.
Taking down all the Joshi legends.
Like there could be some hesitancy, but I don't need everybody just being chicken shit out there.
But that's the thing. It's NXT. So when you do turn heel, you have to run the entire gamut of being a heel. That's like your that's your finishing school in NXT. It's how bad of a heel can you be? Like bad person, not bad at your job. That's part of it. So now she's going through the chicken shit heel phase so that they can get her ready for whatever comes next on the main roster.
Didn't she already do that though?
No, I'm pretty sure she spent a lot of time crying about not getting her spot back. Okay. Did you just okay? I was like, did you just freeze during a very tense, non-tense moment? I don't know what's going on with that with her. It's gonna be fine. It'll be fine. I'm looking forward to the match. It's good that Chelsea is the first person potentially to be facing Julia. I also am a big fan of them using Chelsea in this way because she's such a troll. And for her to come out after the lights go out and when everyone's expecting it to be Julia, and all of a sudden you hear the Chelsea and everyone's just like, oh my God. Like they were both upset and excited at the same time. It was good. It was really funny stuff. Chelsea did her job. She continues to do her job. She's the best. What else from?
Do love Chelsea. Do love Chelsea.
Monday, we talked about who's next for Gunther. I said Sami. Here we are. Sami Zayn comes out, confronts Gunther, wants that world title shot, says, hey, I beat you once. I'm the man. And Gunther's like, yeah, but you suck these days. And Sami's like, well, that's true. I do suck these days, but I'm going to get you back. So maybe Sami's going to win a few matches en route to facing Gunther at presumably Bad Blood. You've got a few weeks to get there.
Yeah, you got a month to get there.
Good. You got a month of Sami Zayn victories to get there.
They got to get him some wins. That's 100% true. You got to get him some wins over some like halfway established people. I'm sure Kaiser will be one of them because Kaiser loses to everybody. I need him to beat more than Ludwig Kaiser, though.
How about Dragon Lee?
No, Dragon Lee loses to everybody too.
Well, it's not going to be
Ilya would be a nice win, honestly. Like, I know Ilya kind of loses, but like he just won. He's going to be in the 4-way for the tournament. Beating Ilya would be nice. Have a beat Braun Strowman, honestly. Just big dude.
Do you think Braun's going to make it to that triple or the 4-way? Do you think he's going to make it into them? Like, I know he's scheduled for the match. Do you think he makes it to the match? Or does Bronson Reed come
you
back
think that
Monday,
like
take him out? I'm not finished with you yet. Do you have Bronson come back? Because I mean, you have to assume that COVID wasn't exactly going to be a long-term issue for Bronson Reed. He could be back as early as Monday, or they could just put it on the back burner and just let it, let them wait until after the number one contender has been established. Maybe Bronson.
I think
after Reed or Bronson costs Braun the match is what I'm trying to say.
I think after the match is when Bronson attacks Braun, because it seems like Jey Uso is going to win that match. They've been teasing Jey and Braun Breaker for a few weeks now, so it would make sense to pick up on that. Pete Dunne can probably take an L. I still don't like Pete Dunne like taking an L and then being on NXT the next night and then probably taking an L in a last man standing match. Ilya, I'd have Braun lose. Like, Braun can, and maybe it is Bronson who does attack him, and it's no DQ in a fatal 4-way, right? Like,
yeah, hypothetically, any multi-man match seems to be a no DQ in WWE world.
Yeah, so maybe Bronson comes in and just takes out Braun and costs them, and then Jey gets the win. We get tsunamis followed by an Uso splash.
Who's in this number one contendership match now?
I literally just named them all, Joel.
I know, but I wasn't paying attention.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But everyone's in a different feud with somebody else is really what I'm getting to.
Not really.
Well, you got Braun and Bronson. You've got Jey and Judgment Day. Like literally all of them. Who else is in this thing? Because I forget who else is in this thing. Pete Dunne's in this thing? Yeah, Pete Dunne's in here. Is he still in this? Pete Dunne's got Trick Williams and Sheamus. I forget the fourth. Anyway, everyone's kind of in something with somebody else.
Okay.
Is Otis in this thing? Can Otis be it in? Otis is in it. Otis hates everyone.
Otis isn't in it.
I know he's not in it. He's currently enthralled with a wonderful American-made something or other. I don't even know what to call it anymore because it's not a feud. I know he named all of them. I was looking up something else. Oh yeah, Ilya's in there. Ilya's got beef with Gunther somehow. Look at that. Everyone hates everybody.
I don't think Ilya really has beef with Gunther.
No, Ilya would just be left alone in the ring while everyone else fights with the people that they're in current feuds with. Jey with the Judgment Day, Pete Dunne with Trick Williams, and then Braun with Bronson. And then Ilya just sits there. Is it an entanglement with the American Maid and the American Alpha?
That thing's like over. Like, they beat him on Monday.
So what happens to them next? To Otis and to Zawa and to Maxine?
Nothing.
That's upsetting. Considering all the stuff with Otis.
I said it on Monday. I said it on Monday that I thought they missed with Otis. I thought they had something with Otis. And when he was going to turn against Gable, I thought they had to. The crowd was roaring for that. And they didn't really go as big as they could have because like he shoved him, but then like he felt a little remorse, but then Gable just chastised them and aligned with the creeds, and he never got that big moment that he should have. And I'm not saying like, look, Otis was gonna be the next top baby face for them or anything, but like they had a moment with Otis, and I think they missed that moment. And now he's just mid-card dude who is probably gonna lose a lot because they moved the Gable story to the Wyatts. And now it looks like they honestly moved that story a little too soon, or they just didn't piece it together the way they could have with Otis being there.
And now we have the big street fights on Monday between both Wyatts and the American Made. And then I guess that's the blow off. That should be the blow off for those two. And then we're back to square one with literally all three of these teams that we just talked about: American Made, American Alpha, and then the Wyatts. Now we have to figure out what's going to be next for the Wyatts. And you and I have talked about this. What do you do after the first story? And when do titles become a thing? Should titles become a thing for the Wyatts? Or are they just defenders of good, or trying to, avenge people who have wronged people in their family? When do they join the LWO to go up against Dominic Mysterio is really the question I'm asking. And Carlito.
I don't think they ever need to go for titles, at least not anytime soon. We'll see how the street fight plays out. Maybe it's not the blow off. Maybe American Made wins that and they do another match, some type of other match. Like there's no guarantee that the Wyatts win this street fight. I'm always a fan of just go ahead and if, as long as you can make it make sense, get the loss there, and then you don't have to protect of like some type of undefeated thing. You can do the loss, get it out of the way, and then it's not hanging over everything.
Who takes the L?
Any of them.
I need to know who takes the L out of all my 5 members.
Joe Gacy.
How dare you, future Intercontinental Champion Joe Gacy? I set the bar relatively low just to, set expectations.
I think the only one that needs to be kind of protected, and I wouldn't even, it doesn't have to be a super protection, is Bo, Uncle Howdy. That's the only one that needs to have a little bit of protection. The rest of them, it's okay if they lose. It'll be all right.
Someone should have a match with Howdy and take off the mask.
I mean, that would be a way to take the L, honestly.
He takes the mask off and then he does the, oh my God, my face. Or like, what happens when you take off the mask? Because everyone knows who he is. It's not a secret.
Yeah.
Is this my power, oh my God, my power? Or is it, how do you handle if you take off the mask? Like, what does that look like in a storyline sense?
I think he can just kind of like laugh, but then he gets beat. Like, it's fine.
It's a very interesting way to look at it. Because there's just
when he got beat down by Gable and the Creeds that one time when he was Bo Dallas, he was just like laughing, and then the Wyatts came out, and then he would just pose as the Wyatts. But like it's okay if he just, the mask gets taken off and he doesn't like lose his powers because he's still just Bo Dallas. He just like laughs as he gets beat, and then just loses.
I'm curious about the sell. I think Cyclops got it right. Don't look at me. Give me the mirror. The mirror. That's how it should be. He just goes crazy. That's all it is. He goes absolutely bonkers, and then that's how he wins the match. And he pins Chad Gable. Oh, that's the other side of it too. I don't think American Made, if they do lose, it shouldn't be Gable taking the pin either. He's the leader. Or maybe Gable takes the pin and then the Creeds are like, why should we trust you?
No, it's way too. No, they just got together.
Yeah, that's fair. But do they need to stay together?
What's the point of putting them together if you're just going to break them up in 2 weeks? That's dumb.
Sometimes people test drive the car and the car isn't for them. This is their test drive. They didn't enjoy it, so they left it at the dealership. Stupid. Chad Gable's the dealership.
That's a terrible idea.
If it happens, I'm going to laugh.
Where's my trash can? What? If it happens, then it's incompetence all around.
Well, then you can blame the writing team and not me. It's not a bad idea if it happens. I mean, it's a bad idea,
What?
but it's not because. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's not a bad idea because it came from me. It's a bad idea because they did it.
It's a bad idea that you're saying it.
Yeah, but speaking it into existence doesn't mean it happens.
I don't have a pen. Where'd my pen?
Oh, that sounds like a problem for you, pal.
Oh, hold on. I got a pencil. Let's use this pencil here.
Yeah, they said Y2AJ American made.
Creeds turn on Gable.
What if Gable turns on the creeds?
See, regardless, it's dumb.
What if Gable turns on the creeds?
Trash.
You're just not giving it the right amount of thought.
Trash idea.
So many times I've been right and you've been wrong, and here you are. Been putting shit in trash cans. I don't need to be there.
Trash idea.
You're gonna see. You're gonna see it.
If it happens, it doesn't make it less trash, Joel. It just means they went with trash.
But then it means it wasn't my idea, and therefore it's okay.
It's your idea because you said it.
Yeah, but no one from WWE cares enough to watch this show. Who would watch this show? The show is trash. Just like the garbage can you just whipped out. Thing is tiny. How often do you take out that trash? It's a daily if you use it enough. AW Dynamite is tonight. Oh, God. Smallest trash can in the business is right. What are we doing? What's next, Jeremy? What do you want to talk about?
Wherever you would like to talk about, Joel.
I don't know what I want to talk about anymore because you don't want to talk.
I said your idea was trash, and then you moved on to like AEW Dynamite or something.
Well, no, I moved on because you made it an awkward pause and people were wondering what's going on. Well, I got nothing else to go on now. Talked about Sami, and then you transferred it over to another conversation, and here we are. This is it. Start making fun of Joe Tessitore is what we should do. I know that the comments said quit making fun of him, but let's start making fun of him. Engagement. Things like that. Anything else happen on Raw that's worth discussing?
We didn't like fully get into the Drew and Punk segment. I did like overall the segment. We did investigative journalism and found out that it was a fake bracelet. It was a working bracelet, brother. I like the overall segment. It's going to set up something for Bad Blood, and Hell in a Cell seems very likely. I like that Punk also called out Gunther. I like that he's setting up potential down the road, assuming he beats Drew McIntyre. But McIntyre is like, no, I'm not finished with you, dude. So I like that they're teasing a little further into the future, along with focusing on what is the now. That was just an overall strong segment with Punk, starting with his promo. Had to work in the Patrick Waugh reference. Had to.
Is he allowed not to?
You knew he was going to. Being in Colorado, he even looked at the Avs banner on the wall from 96. He could have used 2001. Patrick Waugh was part of the 2001 team. He actually won the oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the finals MVP award in hockey?
It starts with a C.
I was going to say Calder, but that's rookie.
Yeah, that's the rookie. That's the rookie. Yeah. Veza's the goalie. Oh my God.
You're blanking too. Conn Smythe. Thank you.
Conn Smythe. There we go.
Yeah.
Starts with a C.
So, you know, we could have used 2001 when Waugh won the Conn Smythe because Joe Sakic won the Conn Smythe in 1996. But he went with 1996 because that's the banner he saw beforehand because that wasn't planned out or anything. You know, I popped for the Patrick Waugh reference. Gotta love it. And he says focused on gold, and then Drew took him out. So overall, again, good piece of business there.
Yeah. Punk comes out and he writes on his hand two things that he always needs to do. One is an NHL reference, and the other one is his new opening line that he thinks he's super baby facing for? How does it feel to be alive and in the city and the town on the night that we're talking about? Kill me. Stop it. Punk, I swear to God, you're not getting it over. It's not good. Stop.
I'm for it now. I've turned the corner on babyface CM Punk.
Because I said that?
No, just yeah, it popped me.
It's so it's fake. It's so fake. It doesn't work. It's basically, it's great to be in your town. It just doesn't work for me. It's disingenuous. Coming from Punk, it just doesn't, it shouldn't exist. The hockey reference doesn't bug me as much. He's a big hockey fan. We know this.
He's a big Patrick Waugh fan.
A big Patrick Waugh fan.
Loves Patrick Waugh.
But he's just not like, he's not that happy. We talked about this before. He's just, someone saying it's all a callback. I don't care about it being a callback to an AEW promo in a WWE ring. Like, we're done. We're done with it. We moved past it. It's been well over a year. The firing happened a year ago. We're done.
I thought it worked here. I've said I didn't like the babyface Punk throughout the McIntyre feud because it felt like the wrong tone. I felt like it worked here because he thought he was done with McIntyre. So he was happy. He won. Yes. He moved on from McIntyre. Now he's got his sights set on gold. So I thought that's why it actually worked for this segment. I have said before, I don't like babyface CM Punk and doing all this because he's got a man who's trying to murder him and stole his bracelet. What's he got to be happy about?
Yes. So I agree with you. The content is fine. It's the opening stuff that's just absolutely absurd to me. It doesn't need to be done. It doesn't need to exist the way that it does. But he comes out, like you said, all the things that he did. He wants the title. That's fine. You and I talked about this on Monday, that it should be that way. He should be going after the title. And now he enters a realm where Drew McIntyre, Gunther, CM Punk, and when he comes back, Seth Rollins is going to want the title as well. You put all those people together. And I know other people are mentioning, John Cena being part of the title reign and all that stuff because he got Gunther and he's the international heel and John Cena's going to come and be the American hero. But it's like, do we really have to do that? Jeremy, I know, would love that, but I don't think that's where you need to go. I think between those four other men I mentioned, there's a bigger story that can take you through to WrestleMania. Because I do think that Punk and Seth should be on the card, and I do think it should be for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I do think it should main event night one, and that would be a good match to have. How we get there? Oh, basically starts with this. Once the Punk and Drew feud ends, we go for Punk and Gunther, and then we go for Drew and Gunther again, this time for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then eventually Seth gets in the fold. Now we got to get Seth involved. One of those people have to win one of these four have to win the Royal Rumble as well. Maybe that's the shot that they want to call and not the Cody Rhodes shot. Cody and Rock seems to be a thing, right? Is that what we're doing?
There's a overarching real glass hanging over CM Punk, though.
That's right. Jack Perry making his WWE debut at the Royal Rumble. What's your real glass that you're thinking of?
And if it falls, it could shatter.
Well, I think he's a little too busy with his cats right now.
Could be, but he's kind of teased being at WrestleMania 41. We know that's a match Punk wants. It's a match they teased many, many years ago, a decade ago.
You talk about dangling the carrot. Jesus Christ.
Well, I think if Austin wants to do something at this WrestleMania, you're going to be hard pressed not to make that CM Punk match. Someone could very easily, someone being John Cena, be like, you know what? How about I work old Stone Cold at WrestleMania? And then WWE would have to be like, yeah, okay, we kind of got to do that now. But I think Punk and Austin is on the table. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think it's on the table to potentially happen.
Punk wants that main event so badly.
Yeah.
He wants that last match of the night so badly. Punk and Austin, absolutely. Let's say that's off the table. Let's say it doesn't happen. Let's say it's Punk and Seth. Is that a night one main event worthy of the last match? Or is it just another match?
If they position it, then yeah, it's worthy of the last match. Any match can be worthy of the last match depending on the build to it and how it's positioned.
It's been long enough of a feud. It's been long enough of a story. They could easily make it work. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there as a possibility.
It seemed like that was going to be the main event of night one this past year until Punk got hurt and then they had to change things up. But anything can be worthy of the last match if you make it worthy of the last match. LA Knight against Steve Austin can main event night one of WrestleMania if they put LA Knight in that position. LA Knight against Seth Rollins can main event night one of WrestleMania if they put both guys in that position.
I'm trying to think of LA Knight versus Stone Cold Steve Austin and how that would go. Just
what?
What? Just over and over again. There would be no match. Just talking.
Austin would be confused as hell. But the good thing is, like, Austin would know how to take all the moves. He's like, oh, you do kicks in the corner, you do a Thez press, you do basically a version of the stunner. Okay, I know how to take all this stuff. That was pretty easy.
It'd be very funny if they do a Grayson Waller segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin where Waller goes to do his go into the ring, like his finish, and Austin just kicks him in the gut and gives him a stunner instead. Do that. Have Stone Cold Steve Austin on the Grayson Waller effect. And he just stuns Waller in a multitude of ways.
They should have Grayson Waller. They should have Austin on the Grayson Waller effect, and Grayson Waller just keeps calling him LA Knight.
What was your tagline, Austin? Yeah? Is that your tagline? Yeah?
With everybody saying
Stone Cold Austin. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, they have a band coming out. It's called the Yeah What? It's fine. I'm looking forward to Sami and Gunther to get us back on track as a possibility. Oh no, sorry, we were talking about Punk and Drew, weren't we? Sami and Gunther we went through. But when it comes to Gunther, going back to him, that again, the four men that I mentioned, I feel like that's your core that leads you into WrestleMania season and WrestleMania itself. When Seth comes back, he goes through the Bronson Reed match that has been scheduled for multiple times now, unfortunately hasn't come to fruition. But now that Bronson Reed was the one who took out Seth's taking time off. Presumably he comes out maybe on his road to WrestleMania. He's got to take on Reed eventually. If that's the way they go, great. I just hope that they've continued to build up Bronson Reed at that point, that the loss would be significant. And then we get to whatever the match is. If it's Punk and Seth for the World Heavyweight title, I see a world where it's Seth taking the title off of Gunther. That's really what it is. They do Seth Gunther. Seth gets his title win, brings it into WrestleMania. We're back to basically where we were supposed to be last year with a bit of an extended story. And that's not the end of the world to me. I like that.
Okay. It's a very real possibility. Could happen.
Well, question is, what do you do with Gunther after that? What does his WrestleMania look like? Maybe it is Gunther and John Cena, but it's not for a title. Maybe it is just the evil, international heel versus the American hero. John Cena loves that story.
He does. I don't know if maybe they lean into that whole thing. I think Priest is a big factor in this as well. Like I wouldn't fully overlook where Priest might fit in.
Does he go for the tag titles?
No, with who? Jay Uso? He's going to be in Bloodline stuff.
You would assume. That's the other thing too, is like what there's a lot of, again, we're several months out from even the Rumble, so things will change. But it's how do you shape this card? Who sits where? And Damian Priest is a good example of that. I assume he's just going to be part of maybe he's the Intercontinental Championship match. Maybe he's going after the Intercontinental Champion. Maybe he's going after Braun Breaker. Damian Priest, Braun Breaker. Maybe Breaker's not the champion. Maybe Breaker lost the title by then. Priest versus Balor, people are mentioning in the chat. You can do that. Have a big match. It's got a big build out of it. Does it get a stipulation or does it just go one-on-one? You got to do step. What do you do? Cage?
People are saying Demon Balor, but like it can't have that dude keep losing as the team, and he's got to beat somebody at some point. Look. Who's a faint Conor McGregor? Get his ass in there. I don't care.
No. Please no.
I don't care who the celebrity is. No. You don't even need to say. No. Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and we'll say Liv Morgan. Okay, those three. Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and the greatest fucking superstar of all time, Bad Bunny. That's the match.
You do need to bring Bunny back.
That is the match.
You know what? For the Vegas showcase, for the Vegas WrestleMania, that would be fun. That would I could be down with that. But where does Bryan Danielson fit in all this?
He's probably going to be at home, I assume. He ain't going to Vegas.
Oh, he's not too far away if he's coming from home. Does he still live in Arizona? I don't know where he lives anymore. I feel like he's still in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Good for him. It's very hot there. Maybe he wants reprieve from there. Comes over to Vegas for a few days. Go hop from one desert to the next. I feel like it's the same desert. It's just there's people built towns between them. Either way, you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd do it. Do it. Yeah. Dom and Finn versus Priest and Bad Bunny in a street fight.
Oh, that's money.
That's an idea that I like.
Anything involving Bad Bunny is money.
True. Yeah, that would be fun. People mentioned Logan Paul and CM Punk. Jesus Christ, no. I want none of that. I know Logan's going to be on the pay-per-view. I don't know in what capacity. Don't really care either. Put him and Hulk Hogan in a match.
He might get the Cena match.
Oh, he would advocate for that too. Please no. I don't want that at all. I really don't.
I mean, you might not want it, but
that's true. Sometimes you just got to get it. It's fine. Everyone needs a bathroom break every once in a while.
I sadly listened to that interview with Hulk Hogan.
I know.
Yeah. And he made a point of, WWE's going to Netflix. There's a lot of visibility with Netflix. Logan Paul's just got a lot of visibility. There's going to be even more crossover with Logan and Netflix. I think he's going to be on Raw sooner rather than later, with Raw being on Netflix.
I could see that being his return. Is that January 6th? I could see him returning on that episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
God, that sounds awful. I hate all of it. Shottown Spurs sent us a super chat not too long ago. No way NXT is positioning Italian culture as the one who respects women. I've seen The Godfather. Oh, God. People were talking about the Obafemi segment from last night on NXT, where he basically said in some cultures the woman is there to be seen and not heard. This was that was a line. They're definitely trying to figure out if he's a babyface or a heel, that Obafemi.
I think he's a heel. He's kind of always been a heel.
But the crowd really likes this guy.
The crowd loves him, but I still think he's a heel for the most part.
Considering his opponents, yes, he is a heel.
Yeah.
But then he keeps saying things. So did somebody just tell him we got to start making you say abhorrent shit just to get you over, or just to get you booed? Because that didn't work either, especially in Florida. Ooh.
Yeah. The crowd likes Obafemi. He's this big dude who tosses people around. I like Obafemi, but his character is definitely a heel.
That cameraman last night definitely hates Obafemi. Wonder how his eyes feeling, because he hit that camera and that camera went down. And if you get an eye full, you're getting an eye full. Oh, that's a very painful feeling to be knocked in the eye socket by someone's boot through a camera.
Yeah, it looked like it sucked.
It did. Yeah, I don't know. With Oba's obviously being positioned as a heel, but he's, like you said, very well liked, very, very well spoken, and therefore beats people up, and that's enough for people. Corey, I've made this joke before. If it was a previous regime, he'd be a manager at a tea shop and called Boba Femi. I've mentioned this. I know I have. Otherwise, kudos to you. But who the hell is going to take that title off of him? Who's going to take that North American title off of Boba Femi?
Feels like it's going to be some type of like triple threat match or something.
It's
I don't know
going
if
to be
he's
a
gonna
ladder
be-
match.
Oh yeah, they do. You know what? NXT is actually. What was the last one? Stand and Deliver for the North American Women's title?
No, was that wasn't Stand and Deliver. That was Battleground.
Nope. Was it? Okay.
The North American, that was the first one at the Apex.
Yeah. Okay.
That was ladder match. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they've done one since then.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good pullback there from old Sean.
Yeah, he decided to cook with the different ingredients.
Usually he loves those ladder matches, you know. It's like AEW's getting too much of the ladder matches.
Have they announced the 4-way ladder match for the tag titles yet?
No, and I hope they don't. They can't do it. We've already said we're banning it. If it happens, we're banning just all of it.
It'll be one less show for us to watch and talk about.
Well, we're just banning the tag team division. We're not banning the whole show, Joel.
We're banning the whole show as a result.
Nah, we were banning the whole show if Danielson relinquished the title.
Oh, that's right. We're
just banning the tag team division.
Yes, there were steps to this.
We're gonna miss a lot in that tag team division. Grizzled young veterans are gonna come out and say "grit your teeth," and then they're gonna cut to the back where it's grizzled young veterans, and they're like "grit your teeth." And then Excalibur is going to be like, oh, we got exclusive footage. And it's grizzled young veterans in the parking lot of NXT being like, guys, grit your teeth. And then you go on social media and you see a digital exclusive. It's grizzled young veterans at Waffle House. And they take a bite of the waffle and they're like, grit your teeth.
Are the waffles that tough that they need to grit their teeth?
You know, the 4 a.m. waffles, they don't taste the same as the noon waffles. The noon waffles are a lot worse. The 4 a.m. waffles is the good shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a big difference.
Yeah. The noon ones, it's just like, oh, there's a lot of people here. We got to get through them quickly. The 4 a.m. ones, that's where you get the real good stuff.
Tony Khan in the back gritting his teeth.
Yeah.
He comes out, talks about Time Cop for 5 minutes, and then grits his teeth. Big fan of Time Cop, that Tony Khan. Did you know it's his favorite movie?
You keep telling me this, but like I haven't seen it.
Did you not watch that crossover?
No.
Send it to you again tonight. The tape and Rampage tonight?
Yes. No. Rampage is live because their collisions head to head with SmackDown.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I assume they're taping like ROH tonight.
Have fun with that.
Maybe grizzled young veterans will be on ROH and they're like, this is Ring of Grit Your Teeth.
Grit your ring of honor. A ring of grit? I love this though. GYV Danhausen and Britt Baker in a toothpaste stable.
People want Danhausen on television.
Not everybody. Some people are really weird about that one. There's some very strange people on the internet. I know.
People like my idea for Danhausen.
Hold on. I get it. Shocker. Weird people on the internet. I get it. I'm here to tell you there are weird people on the internet. What's your idea for Danhausen?
Oh, he should be a detective. Just solve mysteries. Do like little 30-second minute vignettes. Oh, where are the rankings? Where did the rankings go? Who has more power? Christopher Daniels or Brandon Cutler? Who can restart these matches? Very nice. Very nice.
Why does he sound like lambs?
I don't know. Is that what it sounds like?
He sounds like lambs.
Christopher Daniels, very nice. Brandon Cutler, very evil.
It's him being asked who is very nice and who is very evil.
Yeah. He solves mysteries. Yeah.
Welcome to
Where's Danhausen?
Danhausen Unsolved Mysteries. Where can you find Danhausen? GCW. Next question. Where is my best friend, Adam Cole?
You got to do the AEW preview as Danhausen now. That's what we have to do.
I will absolutely do that then. There's only 3 matches announced for tonight's show.
It's a pretty Tony's got to announce get that
20
Buddy
more
Matthews
matches.
Commander match in there.
Good. Oh god, I said this on when was this? Sorry, this was funny. I saw this said it on Saturday when they did Ishii versus Kyle Fletcher, and I was like, this is gonna be a really good match between 2 guys who are the perennial losers to the big matches that they have after they win 1 to 3 matches. And then they announced Fletcher versus Okada.
This match pisses me off.
Where is the lie?
I'm heated over Kyle Fletcher and Kazuchika Okada. Why?
Because he beat Ishii.
He just lost to Ricochet last week.
But
why is Claudio not like, why went to a time limit draw? Get me out of this dumb trios match. Stop. I'm so mad. Where's Danhausen to solve this mystery?
Kyle Fletcher, the mystery of who gets a tag title shot.
God. It's a stupid match. People are going to be excited for it. It's a banger. It's going to be 5 stars. Dumb. Hate this match.
So who comes out after this match to confront Okada?
Hopefully Claudio Castagnoli.
Well, no, Claudio's got another match during the
I don't care. He did a 20-minute draw with this man. He should be getting his title shot. He should get a rematch.
It's gonna be Ricochet who comes out at the end, and you know it. You beat the guy that I just beat. So how about it all out? We see who's the better man who beat Kyle Fletcher for the Continental Championship. Kazuchika Okada versus Ricochet.
I hope it's freaking Yano. Hope Yano comes out.
Should be Evil. There it is.
Oh, Evil would pop me so much.
Okada versus Danhausen.
That's the pace Okada's been working at, so it'd be great.
Very nice, very continental.
People are like, Danhausen's a bad wrestler. Danhausen's a fine wrestler. His gimmick is a comedy gimmick.
And that's the thing. He tried to be serious. He's done serious gimmicks leading up to this. Guess what made him money? The one he currently does. I mean, again, not getting the bookings that he should be for the company that he's signed to. But leading up to that AEW signing, he was everywhere, doing everything, making all the money. This is Rikishi and Jey Uso all over again. Shut up, Dad. I'm making so much money. I don't care about titles. Let me eat in peace. Danhausen's just doing the same. Shut up, people. I'm making money. Let me very nice, very evil in peace.
And they're never going to pay off that Orange Cassidy story. I thought about Orange Cassidy today because I've listened to a couple Orange Cassidy interviews. Big Captain Planet fan, that Orange Cassidy. Can we interview Orange Cassidy and only talk about Captain Planet and Fast and Furious? That's all I care about.
There are plenty of things we can do.
That's all I care about.
Let's get an update on your turnstile count. 21.
Not many people attended All In. This is the official count, everybody.
Someone has said, I was there, but I'm anti being counted.
Fair. I respect it.
Someone very much got weird in your comments, which is not shocking at all.
Also fair.
I'm not even going to read the comment. It's just someone who got very weird about a joke, as is tradition here in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Maybe next we should ask where Donovan Danhausen is. Detective Donovan Danhausen here at your service.
So I was thinking about Orange Cassidy, and last year he main evented All Out against Jon Moxley. A great match. I was like, man, feels like he should have been elevated a little bit higher since then. He's not even on All Out right now. I don't know if he's going to be on the show or not. He's in some 6-man tag this week because he's doing stuff with Kyle O'Reilly and he's teaming with Will Ospreay because he needs friends. I don't
How
know.
does Will Ospreay not have friends? Why isn't Kyle Fletcher
British.
one of Will Ospreay's friends?
Well, Kyle Fletcher, he's aligned with the Don Callis family, so they can't be friends, you know?
But they left amicably.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
but then like they would need another one.
God, I miss Dunkzilla.
Yeah.
Come back soon, Mark Davis.
Yeah.
That would have been the match. Blackpool Compact Club versus United Empire. Where's Jeff Cobb? Jeff Cobb is Will Ospreay's friend, right?
Well, Jeff Cobb was doing like learning tree stuff, so like he's
That's right.
you know.
Has anyone ever asked? I was thinking about this the other day. Has anyone ever asked Motor City Machine Guns about how everything came together with their AEW appearance and why it was just that?
I remember being upset about that.
Well, I mean, everyone was confused about it. Maybe upset is a word, but I'm just thinking about it because every week, inevitably, someone asks where Motor City Machine Guns, where are they going, blah, 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 and like the tug of war. But I was just thinking, remember the time they showed up in AEW for that one random ass match that they showed up for, and then nothing ever happened after that? I always wonder if anyone in an interview ever talked about that with them.
I think it was just to pop the people. I was there when they announced Motor City Machine Guns. I was very confused. I was like, wait a second, they don't have anything to do with this. I wasn't like upset, but I was just confused of like, you've been building towards this and now you've given me this. Like, cool, I like Motor City Machine Guns, but you kind of just veered into a different direction, not veer.
And not swerved either.
Chris Sabin doesn't do a lot of interviews. Alex Shelley does.
He did one with us.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed to ask about AEW.
That's right. That's right. You can only ask about TNA. Nothing with TNA, and you have 18 minutes. Please respect the time that he's got, and he will only be addressing TNA questions. So please, thank you very much. So yes, we couldn't ask about it then, although I would have loved to have asked him about that. Yeah. Alex Shelley's great. So is Chris Sabin. I wish someone had asked. I wish. Maybe they have. Again, I'm going to go and look later, but I don't think. And Jeremy's the guy who would have listened to an interview or caught wind of something. But I don't think they ever talked about it.
Yeah, I don't call it. Oh, why? Oh, why Kevin Kelly and
people? Oh yeah, you're seeing this now.
I've been seeing it.
Yeah, I didn't really want to bring it up because it's not a thing.
Yeah, but it's news. Like we should at least mention it.
So is it in Pennsylvania? Let's bring this up. So 3 former talent terminated by the company have brought a lawsuit against All Elite Wrestling, among others. The suit brought by announcer Kevin Kelly and wrestlers Brandon and Brendan Tate. I didn't realize that they were Brandon and Brendan. Anyway, it was filed on August 30th at the Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania Court of Commons Pleas by attorney Stephen P. New and Benjamin Baer, and is seeking to void the arbitration clause of their talent contracts, as well as requesting the court certify a class action suit against AEW over claims the company is misclassifying its wrestling talent as independent contractors rather than employees. There is much more to this. Here we are.
I was hoping I would never have to write another Stephen P. New story in my lifetime after All Out.
But here we are.
And then on the 2-year anniversary, we're back to Stephen P. New.
Also named in the lawsuit is AEW announcer Ian Riccaboni, whom Kevin Kelly, real name Kevin Foot, with an E at the end.
That's fine. Adam Foot, Avs legend.
Just saying that for those who are aggregating this conversation right now and not just reading it wherever else it could be, whom Kelly also seeks monetary damages from and claims defamed him by way of social media after accusing him of being a member of QAnon. You watched the movie, you talked about the movie, you defended the movie. I'm pretty sure that means it. But anyways, I'm Canadian, I can say it. What are they going to do? Bring me to the States?
That's punishment enough.
That is punishment enough. There are pro Kevin Kelly people on Twitter. That's new. That's the news. That's the news. Kevin Kelly had a place and time in pro wrestling. That time has passed.
I don't know if anything's going to come of this. It feels like nothing ever comes of this stuff.
It'll be dealt with out of court.
That's my assumption. Is
how much money are you owed from that NDA you didn't sign that you said you signed and we took the money away? We'll give you that. That's how. There you go. Have fun, Kevin. Tate Brothers, those $600 you spent on a rental car. Have fun. Here it is.
And they might have to like double that or something. And then
sure, here's $1,200. Here are 2 free passes. There are 5 of us. Here are 2 free passes. That's better. So that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Imagine going after Ian Riccaboni. That's the part that always pops me. We're going to give you a hot dog and a handshake. I don't remember saying good luck.
Ian Riccaboni's like happy wrestling. Kevin goes, I fucking hate wrestling. I don't want wrestling to be happy at all.
That's right. Don't wear a cowboy hat. JR will be angry at you. I hope, because they're in Calgary on Monday, Joe Tessitore wears a cowboy hat. Wade Barrett wearing a 40-gallon hat. Let's go.
We'll keep people updated on this. It sounds awful.
The only thing Tony Khan owes me is a bottle of water at a press junket.
I'm owed a shirt that I'll never get.
See, everybody's owed something by somebody in wrestling. Some people just happen to take them to court over it. I don't know why. It's a very strange thing. But yes, people have been pointing it out in the chat. So here we are talking about it. It exists. And there we go.
I assume Tony Khan's doing a media call tomorrow because All Out's this week. You think anybody's going to like ask Tony about this lawsuit? And do you think
100%.
he's read it? I hope he goes like, I haven't read it. And then just cackles.
See, that's one time where you can go that low petty and I will laugh because it's so funny. This is, oh God.
He's going to be like, it's a great lawsuit. It's a really well-written lawsuit. Really looking forward to reading all of this lawsuit.
Much like I'm looking forward to AEW All Out.
Yes.
Saturday in Chicago. Bryan Danielson has a little bit of a background with Kevin Kelly. He blah, 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 and it just goes around and around, and we all just sit there being like, masterful.
Tony has the chance to do some funny shit if he gets asked about this lawsuit.
Tony comes out to the press junket wearing a cowboy hat on Saturday.
Come on, Tony. Don't let us down here.
Let me bring in my next interview. This is Kazuchika Okada. Okada, first question. Can you tell us about this lawsuit? Okada will give you the answer. No, bitch. And then that'll be it. God damn.
The young veterans, they're going to cut to them. They're going to have the lawsuit. And they're going to be like, we've read this lawsuit. And all we can say is get ready to grit your teeth.
We're going to bring out Ian Riccaboni. Ian, you're going to talk about this lawsuit. I love wrestling. I want to tell you about it. Anyway, so yeah. People saying must be AEW pay-per-view week. Feels like every week is an AEW pay-per-view week at this point, but it is. It is another one. Who cares? Who could possibly care about this lawsuit? It's so silly. Give them their $1,200 and let them go.
I assume that's what happens.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like what? No, not important. We're done. We're moving on. What's left to talk about? We talked about we talked about Raw. We talked about most of the things. Talked about wrestling. What do we talk about now? Still have to preview Dynamite. We got time. What do we do?
Factual, Drew. Factual.
That is true. They will bait. Hell, I might change the thumbnail after this. I'm not going to change the thumbnail after this. I'm done with that. That doesn't need to happen today.
It's the anniversary of the greatest promo of all time.
I'm sorry. This is what I want. That's a great question. And speaking about jurisprudence, who has the greatest jurisprudence? Australia, where AEW Grand Slam will be presented in February. You'll see stars like Toni Storm. Did you know she was on ESPN in Australia recently? She was promoting the event. She made reference to a potential match. Maybe it'll happen on February 15th at AEW Grand Slam. Yeah, that's it right there.
I hope Tony he gets asked about it and he just goes,
I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children. I'm tired of wrestling these kids that think they know everything.
That's Moxley. That's John Moxley at the next. That's him tonight.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be so funny if Moxley just sits in the middle of the ring. He's just like
crisscross.
Yeah, crisscross applesauce. Just like I'm old, fucking tired. These empty-headed dumb fucks who can't manage a target. It's not their company anymore. Tired of these children running around here with their pretend wrestling. Talking about business out here. I'm trying to run a fucking business around here.
I am a business man.
It didn't even hit like the Jay-Z line that well. It's like, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Like, come on. Like, let's get the line together there, old punk.
He's not here to get the line right. He's just here to do it. Someone mentioned the audio.
What?
I don't know. The audio, though. The audio is very funny from that.
That was a fever dream covering that thing. That show was already 18 hours long. And then like I'm listening to it. The wife's trying to go to bed. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh, because like it starts late. Like the press conference, it starts late. Like it starts late because they take 20 years to set it up. And then like the feed actually starts like in the middle of it. And then it's got the terrible audio. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. And the wife is like, what's happening? I'm just like, Punk is just talking a bunch of shit. And then I felt bad because like I'm transcribing this whole thing. That you can buy that as an NFT, by the way. My Punk is transcription. It's being sold as an NFT.
Good.
And like I'm transcribing it, so like I'm not listening to it straightforward like everybody else is. So I'm actually behind because like I'm transcribing all of this stuff. Then I actually went back and just listened to it all the way through because I'm like, I gotta get the full scope of this without the pauses, without me rewinding to transcribe. It's amazing.
It's funny because the amount of time that you spent like pausing to do the transcription, that was the same amount. That's how it felt in the room for people, because it just felt like dead silence and awkward feelings. As you doing this was no different than you pressing play. It was the same awkward silence and loud noises coming from one guy.
Adam Cole, sweetheart of a human being, though. That's the part that always pops me the most. He's like, Young Bucks, fuck them. Kenny Omega, fuck him. Hangman Page, empty-headed dumb fuck. MJF, grass isn't greener. Fucking child. Adam Cole, sweetheart of a human being.
Nicest guy you could ever meet. Oh, it's that Texas pride. Oh God. We talked about this before with this whole thing. That was the night that CM Punk saved me too. Because I had been on record saying I hated the end of All Out from that year when MJF randomly showed up, and I had my gripes about that. And then all of a sudden, I was people on the internet, this guy fucking hates AEW. And I'm just like, no, I just hated the ending. But anyway, I got CM Punk. I do, it's true. And then a big AEW hater. And then you have CM Punk do what he does, and I was like, well, okay, guess what I said doesn't matter anymore. Here we go. What a time.
I miss AEW CM Punk for so many reasons.
You might get him back someday. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like the biggest what if is what if TK had tried to stop it. If TK had jumped in and been like, okay, that's nice. Let's go. Time for bed, Grandpa.
Tony Khan just looking at him like, this man was crying over Ring of Honor 2 months ago, and now what the hell's happening?
Well, he didn't. We got the Ring of Honor footage, just not the CM Punk stuff for some reason. What happened there? Do you imagine if that's what sets him off?
Just amazing.
Oh, it's
Absolutely
very
amazing.
impressive. Turnstile count update: 23 people.
Oh, very sad.
It's very
Very,
sad.
very sad.
I didn't realize that we were that bad. I didn't realize that all
Not
in was
us.
so poorly attended.
It was clearly AI. All those other fans that were there. AI.
Yep, they did the fill effect on Photoshop. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, been there.
That's all it was.
That's true. People saying the biggest what if is if Punk had been a part of AEW from the start. Remember when All Out the first time around they announced Starrcade attached to it, and people were like, the stars, the flag, it's got to be because it's Chicago and it's CM Punk and that's only him. And then Punk did the thing at Starrcade or Starrcast, I should call it, and nothing happened.
If Punk had been in AEW from the start,
dude, what would the pandemic AEW?
That's where I think things fall apart, is the pandemic. I don't think AEW gets through the way it does the pandemic. Because I've said this before. I've said this for 2 years now. The Elite may have felt some type of way about Punk coming in when he did and wanting to run things the way he did because they wanted him from the start. And he decided, no, like I've seen this before. Let me bide my time. Let me just wait. And it's very possible that the Elite were, when he did come in, things were fine. But then when things started to change, it's like, well, hold on, dude. We were doing just fine without you. You turned us down to start. You were like, oh, you just sent me a text. That's not very professional. Like you were saying that kind of stuff. We built this. We brought it to this level. Now you're coming in wanting to change things. I don't know about this. And then he says everything that he said at the press conference. Like if they felt a certain type of way, I'm not putting any type of feelings on them. This is a what if. Because that's all we're doing here anyway right now. If they felt a certain type of way, I would completely understand that. So it is interesting to think of, okay, well, what if Punk was part of it during the start? What would have changed? Would he have seen, oh, these guys aren't running it the way I would run it, and try to make things immediately change? Would they have maybe been more receptive to that? Because it was like, oh, Punk's been to the top. You know, he's actually been there. Maybe we should listen to him. Because 2 years in, everybody's thinking, we've grown it this much. We've done this much. Okay, just because that worked for you there, sure, but like, you know, you haven't been around. We survived a pandemic together. You weren't part of that. We don't really need your opinions on this kind of stuff. Would have been all, but I do think the pandemic, when everybody got very stir crazy, and things could have very, very really fallen apart during that whole thing.
What do you think Punk's reaction would have been to the barbed wire death match? The exploding barbed wire death match at Revolution 2021. Because that's just before he comes in, right? He comes in towards the end of that year.
No, that was in December.
Was that December? I thought it was January 2021.
Oh yeah, it was Revolution. Yeah, sorry.
It was Revolution. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he comes in
in August.
He comes in August. So he comes in because Double or Nothing is when we have fans at the show, right? They do it in Florida and they do the open air. And then we get to All Out. So yeah. Could you imagine if Punk had been there for Revolution 2021 and saw that?
It could have.
It was March, by the way. Sorry, March 2021.
But if he had already been in the company, he could have just very much chalked that up to, well, shit happens. And I don't know if they're doing an Eddie Kingston, John Moxley feud if like CM Punk is part of this whole thing too.
He'd laugh his ass off on account of hating Eddie Kingston. Exactly.
Very possible.
Oh my God. I'm just thinking about that. Like, what would Punk's reaction be like? Couldn't manage a target, couldn't manage an exploding barbed wire death match. Anyway, AEW Dynamite tonight. Shall we do the thing?
You got to do it in Danhausen's voice.
Oh, Danhausen here in the AEW Control Center, ready for AEW Dynamite. Head of AEW All Out, Detective Danhausen on the case. We're live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the show begins on TBS at 8 o'clock Eastern. But get there early because maybe Donovan Danhausen will be on the card. Spoiler alert, I will not be on the card.
Let's get there early to watch Big Bang Theory.
Could you imagine if they played it on the live screen?
They should.
Oh God! Instead of anything else,
do watching the feed in the back? Do those count for the Nielsen ratings?
No, I don't think they have Nielsen boxes in the backstage.
They should.
This is something that Detective.
Yeah, we need Detective Danhausen on this.
Detective Danhausen will be on the case looking for Nielsen boxes so we can get the ratings up through the roof. Also on AEW Dynamite, getting through the roof, the AEW Continental Championship, as Kazuchika Okada, the champion, defends against perennial loser Kyle Fletcher.
Wow, Danhausen. Really burying old Kyle Fletcher here. He just won. Did you not watch Collision, Danhausen?
How many times has Kyle Fletcher won on AEW Dynamite?
Let's look this up.
Detective Danhausen on the scene.
Detective Danhausen needs to be on this case here.
I think the answer is one.
One. All right. Dynamite. He lost to Ricochet. He lost to MJF. He lost in some 4-way match. He lost as a member. Of
start doing the
Don Callis family. He won as a member of the Don Callis family in June. If we're looking for singles matches only for old Fletch and the Fletchlights on Dynamite, Kyle Fletcher is 0-7 in singles matches on Dynamite.
Which is why tonight your DraftKings I'm sorry, we're not sponsored by Drew. Who am I kidding? I just wanted the alliteration. Your Danhausen pick of the night, Kyle Fletcher. He's going to capture the Continental Championship from Kazuchika Okada. And then Okada will become serious again. For the AEW Women's Championship, new champion Mariah May, the glamour. I am also glamorous. Did you know that Danhausen is very, very glamorous, very evil? She will be taking on Nyla Rose, who is also very evil and very glamorous in her own way. She's very beautiful. Please don't eat me, Nyla. Please don't kill me. Anyway,
you gotta have that first title defense against Nyla Rose.
It's true. The perennial #1 contender, Nyla Rose, faces Mariah May for the AEW Women's Championship. At which point, someone will appear and challenge Mariah May for the AEW Women's Championship at All Out this weekend on pay-per-view. Who will it be? Detective Danhausen is on the case. So who's going to be the Women's Championship contender?
I don't know if Mariah May is going to wrestle on All Out.
Just Mercedes?
You got to have another. Well, they already got the women's match with the Stat and Willow.
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like they might. Oh, Rio's hurt, though.
Yeah, Rio's hurt. I was going to say if Sky Blue was able to come back in time because Chicago, they would have done something like that. Julia Hart, what's she up to?
She returned, didn't she?
I don't think she's returned, but she's sent some photos out.
Oh, I thought, didn't they have a video package for her or something?
Maybe they did.
What about Scorpio Sky? What's Scorpio Sky doing?
Scorpio Sky versus Kyle Fletcher for the AEW Continental Championship at All Out.
Julia Hart's not wrestled again. Okay, so I guess she's still injured.
Well, maybe Mariah's not on the card tonight.
Yeah, maybe it's Mina.
Yeah, Mina.
Yeah, I wish they would have done something.
I do Mina Mariah at Grand Slam at this point.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I'd put a little bit more into it. Like, I know they got the history to play off of, but they've not interacted at all since Mina's been back and since Mariah won the title. Like, I'd push that off a little bit. If you got to do a challenger of the month against Mariah, then just do a challenger of the month against Mariah. It'll be fine.
Do you break from tradition on AEW shows and do Mariah May's official Chicago
celebration.
her celebration, like her first, because she teased it, right? I'm not going to do it this. I'm not doing it in Champagne. She'll say I'm not going to do it in Milwaukee, even though she's on the cards and working. Do you do it in Chicago? Be like this, do you do the tease and then maybe Mina comes out and they set something up, or does that just turn into something else? Like maybe do it the week after, because again, Grand Slam is 2 weeks after this week, right? It's 2 weeks away.
I kind of like that. I think people might be mad if you get like a segment like that on pay-per-view, but
you got to clean up the ring and set up for the cage match. So I don't see why you wouldn't want that, as a spot to put it on the stage while they're cleaning up the ring.
You could even put that on like the pre-show and it'll be okay. Like I'm not mad at that suggestion.
Just something to build to a possible Mina Mariah match.
That's a lot better than your Creeds and Gable idea.
They're gonna turn on each other. Danhausen does cross-branded references too. In GCW, maybe Alley Catch will work again too. Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta face Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, and Kyle O'Reilly. That's tonight on AEW Dynamite for some reason, because Pac and Will Ospreay have a match at All Out, and then the others they just kick rocks. They're doing nothing. Your pick of the night: Danhausen replaces Will Ospreay.
I was gonna say, like, what? Obviously, they're doing Pac and Ospreay. I was thinking, what else is like gonna come of this? Are they gonna do Claudio and Yuta in a tag team match against Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly? Is that where we're going? I think. I'm sorry for putting this out in the universe, everybody. I apologize. I think Orange Cassidy's gonna enter the Jericho vortex.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be back in the Jericho vortex again. I listened to Orange Cassidy's been doing the media rounds. He's talking about Jericho a little more than I would like. So just prepare yourself, everybody. I'm not suggesting this should happen. I'm letting everybody know so you can just get prepared. Take shelter in the bunker for it. All right? Just letting you know.
Love that learning tree.
Danhausen should be in the learning tree.
He should be. The learning tree versus the conglomeration. That's probably the match that you set up at you set it up at All Out, and that's the match right there. It's the learning tree versus the conglomeration, and Orange Cassidy turns.
I don't think Orange Cassidy's turning. I did suggest that last week because I was rooting for chaos.
That might be it. You got to do Hook versus. Oh, there's your Hook of the week. Hook versus whoever what's his name?
Jericho again?
No, God no. It's going to be Hook versus what's his Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong and Hook will have a match for the FTW World Championship at AEW All Out. That will be announced tonight. That is your Danhausen scoop of the week.
Just get ready for Orange Cassidy and Jericho, everybody. All right. Just prepare yourself.
Your AEW All In final count for now. Turnstile count, like count, 24. We've added 1.
Wow.
Most of these people probably weren't even there who liked this post.
Yeah. What if that's actually what I was doing? Like, what if people actually took me serious? Like, oh, I can't like this unless I was there. Now I know 24 people who attended the show.
Now you can buy them all Yeet Av shirts and send it their way. Congratulations. Your honesty won you a prize. I'm an AEW fan. Not anymore.
That's a lot of Yeet Av shirts. I ain't got that kind of money.
That's fine. You can find them on the bootleg market somewhere. I'm sure of it.
I don't think they're on the shop. Like
they will be. You give it time.
I don't know.
They usually don't. You're right, but maybe they'll throw them up on the clearance rack.
Well, I got mine courtesy of Raj Giri, assuming it's the actual shirt and not something else. Some of these shirts are the Pro Sphere shirts. You seen these?
No. Are these the all over ones?
Yeah.
Huh.
They're kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Like this Brett jacket. Hold on. Let me pop this on screen real quick. Sorry, as we were attempting to leave, and I'm like, hey, let's look at merchandise.
Well, we've done it for AEW. May as well do it on the other side too.
Okay.
You gotta do TNA merch while you're at it.
Is this Brett jacket? It's pretty sweet.
Is that a hoodie? That is a hoodie.
Yeah.
$90. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. It probably comes up as like 130 on the Canadian site.
This other one here. These little. Oh, I had that Austin jersey as a kid. Loved it.
Look, man, fuck Kane forever and ever. Look at that shirt up there. Go up. Okay, they had the best opportunity to make that a 98 Kane, not that one. The jersey down below in the middle. Yeah, they had the best opportunity to do that. Call that 98 Kane. They didn't. But you know what? Fuck Kane. It doesn't matter. Well, fuck Glenn Jacobs.
Why do you do 98?
Because there was a whole like meme for a while about 98 Kane. I think it was he wasn't in a game or something like that.
Oh, they did 97 because that's when he debuted, though.
I get that, but I'm saying 98 Kane was the meme. That's the one you want to use.
Oh, okay, sure.
But fuck Glenn Jacobs.
Fair. Some of these are kind of nice though. Like if I had money and was an actual
Wrestling
little
fan?
bit bigger of a wrestling fan.
Oh, please tell me you're gonna buy that shirt for Jensen. Did you see that?
Which one?
That all over Cody print?
News? No, I showed him this shirt in Cleveland and he's like, oh, I don't know.
Shit's ugly as sin.
This Seth freaking Rollins shirt, like I wouldn't be caught dead wearing it, but I could see people who would wear it.
Most of this stuff ain't for me.
Yeah.
The title belt, or oh no.
I'm not gonna lie though. Some of these are kind of nice. Like this isn't my aesthetic necessarily. I'm wearing Avs Yeet shirts, you know what I mean? So
I've seen people at Media Day wear that WrestleMania button down.
Yeah, I believe it. Oh, that Brett jersey's
Brett jersey.
That's pretty sweet.
That was nice.
Not for the price. But
116. That's American, so Canadians is about 200.
Some of these are, not gonna lie, these are pretty nice. All right. Anyway, there you go. WWE shirts. People want to get them. Oh, the RVD one's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty RVD like.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right.
Anything to plug?
Never.
Wonderful. Back on Friday. Am I back? I don't know. We'll find out soon. There's a chance I won't be. Maybe I will. You'll have to wait till Friday. There's your cliffhanger. Talk about Dynamite. Talk about whatever else happened.
All out.
All out. Talk about that. Maybe there will be comments on the lawsuit being made. God. I guess it would happen tomorrow. Yeah, so Friday would be the time to talk about it. That's going to be the thumbnail. For Jeremy Lambert, I am Actual Pearl. JOELPEARL, ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.